Hey everyone, how's it going? It's me again, Tony. Um, those of you know me very well, and some of you that don't. Uh, Today I broke some news to my family that some of them knew about, some of them didn't. It's about giving your all, um, not giving up without a fight, kind of thing. Trying to work together, um, just trying to do your best all the time, trying to stay focused. Doing what you can do each and every day, um, for the greater good. Been so tired lately, run down. People that have been watching the videos from the beginning and everything else, they know. Everybody knows by watching videos. Um, I watched the video the other day that I had done, and it was pretty obvious that thought patterns weren't as clear and concise. That there was a lot of fog, so to speak, um, like with the weather. It's like your mind doesn't get as clear and as sharp as it once used to. Um, and I don't know, maybe it's due to being tired a lot. Uh, Doing what I can each and every day, you know, 4.5, 5 hours of sleep if I'm lucky. Some days has a tendency to wear thin after a while. Um, it's I got a lot of people depending on me. I got a lot of people relying on me, and it's not so much that I'm feeling the pressure because I'm kind of used to it. When I was in the Navy, I had everybody that was in my team dependent on me, relying on me. But the truth of it is this: people need to start working together because you know you can have your star quarterback in your team, but there's always a backup. You know what I mean? My coaches are smart enough to know that you can have a really great person in charge of doing your field goals and stuff like that, but you have to have a backup. There's always got to be a backup plan. And that's just in sports, okay? In sports really is just, one day somebody's doing exceptionally well in a sport, and then they get hurt or injured or something like that, and it seems like the whole team falls apart because your backup wasn't as good as your first string, and so you know it, my thought is this: why can't your second string be as good as your first? You know, you have a problem with your first string, something happens. When you're pulling people in, you shouldn't just have to pull them in in a pinch. There should be other measures there to take over so that the team keeps going without a hitch. Those of you that are sports fanatics know, like let's say your medic in your video game gets injured. He doesn't have potions. He doesn't have stuff to revive. He doesn't have um, the capability because you lost your medic, very valuable member of your team. That's why some video games you can carry your own med packs. You can carry your own stuff. Independence in video games has become so important. Yeah, you still have your specialists in fields that are really good at this or really good at that, but there's always a backup. You know, and that's just in a video game. Life's the same way. I found out something today from Star Mark, and it was great. Star Mark doesn't like to have family members all in the same department. They don't allow it. And I'm like, oh, in a way that makes sense. But the way I was thinking about it and the way they think about it, two different ways. The way I was thinking about it was, well, because if you've got like a father and son or a mom and daughter or whatever working in the same job, there's going to be like problems there because the mom will be telling the daughter, or the father will be instructing the son, and it's hard to separate uh, a worker from a family member when your worker is your family member. You know what I mean? So it becomes very difficult, and that was the way I was thinking about it. But here's another thing: if a family member gets ill or sick for any reason, or injured for any reason, obviously the other member of the family is going to be gone. And I hadn't really thought about it from that perspective. And it makes sense. It makes sense. Like, for instance, my son applied for a job at Starmark. And they told me, they go, hey, your son applied out here, but he won't be able to work with you. And I was thinking, yeah, of course. Besides, if he worked with me in my department, I would probably be so hard on him, just because I want him to be his best. And trial by fire. Anybody ever heard that phrase before? Another one is I know he can do whatever job's placed before him. He can do it. Okay. And I don't expect anything out of anybody else that I'm not capable of doing. But at his age, I could do anything that was put before me. It didn't matter. And I've seen the same characteristics in him. And I've seen the same characteristics in my daughter and that. And so I would be harder on them than I would be anybody else because I expect more out of them. They don't have an excuse for knowing the difference between right and wrong because I've told them and taught them what was right and what was wrong, why it's right, and why whatever it is wrong. I just don't tell them this is because the way I say it, this is what you're going to do. No, I explain it. And see, that's the thing when it comes to life is I think sometimes people don't explain enough for people to understand. And my problem is sometimes I explain too much. Okay. Brings me to the other aspect. I kind of dropped a bombshell on my family today, having to do with me and my life and everything else. And I just come to the realization recently that I'm feeling very sick, very tired, very run down. Loss of energy, loss of motivation. I just don't feel like myself anymore. That's part of the reason why I've been doing these videos, to be honest with you. And I think some of you guys have already figured that out. Those videos are out there for me so that I can reflect on them and to bring encouragement to me. It's actually a family record so that if something does ever happen to me at a later day in time, I can always somebody can always look back and see and hear what I have to say. Yeah, they're kind of boring, kind of run down, but there's lots of things on there that I do to try to make it entertaining, to make it to where people get something out of it. Just exhausted, pretty much right now. I'm exhausted. There's not much I can do to change that. And some of you are probably saying, well, get sleep. I'm getting to the point where I need to sleep more, but I can't sleep. And if you prescribe me medication or if try to find a way to self-medicate to get sleep, that's not a good thing for anyone. Uh, I don't know, maybe it's because I've got so much going on that I have a hard time finding the peaceful center that I used to always have. And maybe that's part of it. I don't know. I'm doing my best each and every day, and I suggest you all do the same. I look forward to giving you a video tomorrow, and I'll talk to you later. For the rest of you, the day went good. My mom didn't have to work, so she had the night off. Concert tomorrow, big concert, so it's gonna be a blast. Um, Bright and early, up in the morning, before the crack of dawn, and going till sundown, past sundown. Story of my life. It's not for everybody, and thank God it's not, because I don't think a lot of people can handle it. Some days I don't know how I do. Anyway, you guys are the best. I love you guys. Hang in there and have a terrific day. And this is video number 25, end of the day. Talk to you later. Bye for now.